So I was on a coaching call this week and I compared songwriting to marital intimacy, but it wasn't dirty, I promise. See, 2 years after Wes and I got married, we decided that we wanted to grow and expand our family. And then it took another 2 years for us to conceive our first daughter, Selah. So in the 2 years that we were trying to get pregnant, our intimacy changed dramatically from the 2 years before we were trying to get pregnant. In the 2 years before, those times of connection were purely about connection. They were just us loving each other and being passionate and, rolling around in the sheets together. When we decided to get pregnant, those 2 years transformed a little bit, and the focus of our connection became about making something. We wanted to make a baby. So yes, those times of connection were intimate and beautiful and brought us closer together, but they were also serving a function. And so the focus of our times changed a little bit. And toward the end of those 2 years, there was a lot of grief and heartache when month after month after month, negative pregnancy test. And so then those times of connection became less and less and less like those first 2 years when it was all about the passion and connection for the sake of connection. And as I was talking about this on the coaching call, I compared that to our songwriting sometimes, that as Christian writers, most of the time our songwriting passion is birthed from these intimate places of connection and wanting to be close with the Lord, and it's birthed out of adoration and worship and birthed out of these sweet intimate times. And then we decide we want to share our songs, and we start learning the craft, and we want to make something. And so then songwriting comes over into this area where, yes, there are times of deep, sweet, beautiful connection, but there's also this focus on creating, on making something. And over time, we get so focused on the making that we lose touch with the connection that sparked it all in the first place. And for me personally, I'm coming back to a season where I'm putting a lot more attention on connection for the sake of connection. And I'm not bringing a notepad. I'm not turning on my voice memos. I'm not recording anything. I'm just connecting with the Lord and letting that be a time of deep connection and stirring up and just singing a new song to the Lord with no purpose or function of creating or making or sharing, just to connect and just to worship and just to be together. And then setting aside time to write songs. And if some of what happens over here overflows and bubbles up over here, that's great. If I don't remember any of it, that's fine too, because the connection served the function of connecting. And then making serves the function of making. While it's a different type of connection, it's serving a different function. So I just want to encourage you to set aside some time to connect for the sake of connecting. Making is a beautiful thing. Sharing, creating something new and sharing it and releasing it into the world is a beautiful thing. But make sure that you don't lose the connection and the withness of God in the process. So yeah, what can you do to carve out time for both, but to make sure that you're staying connected with the Lord? I hope that helps. And I told you it wasn't going to be dirty.